Right. So in case if anyone wants to access, what is the minimum requirement? If anyone wants to connect to SQL Server, what is the minimum requirement, guys? If anyone wants to connect to SQL Server, either Windows login or a SQL login, what is the minimum requirement? What we should have?
Either Windows
The
authentication
person
or
should be
SQL
added in
authentication.
logins list.
Yes, that person should be added in the logins list. A login has to be created then. Only the persons that are there in the logins list, either that is a Windows login or SQL login, the persons that are there in the logins list, I told you now yesterday, gate pass, the persons that are there in the logins list, only those people can connect to the SQL server. While the time of installation, if we select mixed authentication mode and select the current user as a current user, a user will be created in under login. So while connecting to SQL, can I select Windows and try connect to SQL Server? Yes. Actually, you are selecting mixed mode authentication. Okay. So if you choose mixed mode authentication, Shake, it will allow Windows logins as well as SQL logins also while connecting. Okay, it's not SQL authentication. It's a mixed mode authentication. Mixed mode authentication means it will allow Windows logins as well as SQL logins also. Okay, Shake, clear?
Yeah, got it, Shanmugh. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shanmugh, you told you'll increase the RAM for VM today.
Yes, I forgot to increase the RAM again. Let me do that. I guess the same IP address will be there. Let's try with the same IP address. So still any questions in the Windows logins, SQL logins, okay? So generally Windows logins we don't, again, this topic I will explain during Active Directory, whatever we discussed yesterday related to the security, okay? 1 minute, let me add the password. Yeah, whatever we discussed yesterday, just for a basic idea how security will work. Okay, so I'll tell you a very simple thing, guys. Generally, we don't prefer to create a local Windows logins. I'll explain. Okay, you will get an idea. So in the organization, we will have an extra security layer called Active Directory. In the organization, we will have an extra security layer called Active Directory. So we have separate classes. Okay, we have separate classes on Active Directory. Once this is completed, we'll discuss backups and restores, then automation. Once that is completed, upgradation, migration, then we'll start Active Directory for HADR concepts. Okay, during that time I'll tell you guys. Okay, so for example, if anyone wants to connect to SQL Server, I told you, right, we have discussed yesterday, if anyone wants to connect to SQL Server, he should be a member of that logins list, right? Without the login, he cannot connect to SQL Server. In the same way, if anyone log into this Windows machine, we have to create a user in this Windows machine. Listen clearly, guys. Okay, if anyone wants to connect to this Windows server, like if anyone wants to connect to SQL Server, I told you, right, if anyone wants to, if Akhilesh wants to connect to SQL Server, I have to create a login to Akhilesh. Then only Akhilesh can connect to SQL Server. In the same way, if Akhilesh wants to log into this Windows machine, listen carefully, if Akhilesh wants to connect to this Windows server, we'll do, right, RDP and all. If Akhilesh wants to connect to the Windows server, we have to create a user in the Windows machine. Then only Akhilesh can connect to the Windows server. Very simple, guys. You all are accessing your laptops, right? But generally when you start your laptop, okay, unknowingly you will give your password and you will enter into that laptop, but you are logging into your account, right? So now if I just turned on my laptop, I'm logging into my account called Hemant. If you see here, this is Hemant account. I'm just logged into my PC, my laptop, using Hemant account and Hemant password. If this Hemant account is not created, can I log into this laptop that I'm using now? If there is no Hemant account, can I log into this account to this laptop? I cannot
No.
use Hemant account, right? I cannot use Hemant account. Okay, so Hemant account should be there, or if not Hemant, some other account. You can also check now, just click on Windows button and using what account you are connecting to the laptop, you can see. Even in the phones also you can see users will be there. In the phones also, the smartphones you are using, for that also users will be there, but we don't know, unknowingly we are going to access the phone, but you are accessing the phone using one user. As a user you are accessing the phone. In the same way, as Hemant is there, I am giving Hemant username and Hemant credentials. While after turning on this laptop, I am giving a Hemant credentials, Hemant pin I am giving to log into this laptop. If Hemant username and Hemant pin is matching, then it is allowing me to log into this laptop. Once this laptop, if Hemant account is not there, see where I can see all the users. Open lusr mgr.msc, lusr, l local, usr, user, mgr, manager. Open lusr mgr.msc. Okay, there you can see those who can access my laptop. All the users list I can see here. In the users I can see, okay, Hemant is there, some other account is there. See, you can see down arrows, all these accounts are disabled. I cannot use these accounts are disabled. You can see small down arrow. As Hemant account is active, I am able to use Hemant account and Hemant pin, and I am able to log into this laptop, guys. If Hemant is not there, I cannot connect to this laptop. In the same way, if Akhilesh wants to connect to the server, okay, Akhilesh account should be created in the users list, guys. Akhilesh account should be created in the users list. Okay, first Akhilesh should be part of Windows server, then only Akhilesh can connect to the SQL server. That is your Windows authentication. But in the, this is for one server, guys. Imagine in the organization we will have 100 servers. Akhilesh is a DBA, Akhilesh wants to connect to 100 servers. So what I have to do? In all 100 servers I have to create Akhilesh, right? Same concept, like this Hemant wants to log into 100 laptops. There should be a user account, right, for Hemant to log into all 100 laptops. In the same way, if Akhilesh wants to connect to 100 servers, I have to create an account for Akhilesh in all 100 servers. Clear? Clear? So if in the organization if we have 1000 servers, I have to create how many accounts for Akhilesh? For Akhilesh, how many accounts I have to create? Only for Akhilesh.
2 accounts.
Huh?
Only one.
Only one account. Where you will create that only one account? Forget about that Active Directory setup. Okay, I'm just asking. In this setup,
1000, sir.
1000 accounts,
1000.
1000 Akhilesh I have to create. Like that, I have a team of 10 DBAs. This 10 DBAs has to access 1000 servers. How many accounts I have to create? How many accounts? 1000 into 10 users. How many accounts? 1000 into 10,
10,000.
how much, guys?
10,000.
10,000.
10,000.
Shanmugh, I
Okay.
have a doubt, Shanmugh.
Yes, please.
See, if you are saying that if Akhilesh wants to work on 100 servers, then how come 1000 user
I'm
account?
giving an example. If it is 100
Okay.
accounts I have to create. If it is 1000 accounts I have to create, right?
Okay,
I'm
got
just
it.
giving a random example.
Okay.
I
I
am
thought of if it is 100 servers, we need to
not
create
1000. No.
1000. Okay, got
100,
it.
100 servers means 100 each server, one Akhilesh. 100 servers, 100
Okay.
Akhilesh.
So
1000 servers, 1000 Akhilesh.
for one specific Windows server, we
Ah.
need to create a user account.
Correct. For one user, we have to create one user account.
Oh, got
This
it.
will be done by the Windows team. Again, don't worry, but you have to understand the concept, core concept.
Yeah, got
But
it.
in the organization, if 10 DBAs are there, if 10 DBAs wants to access 1000 servers, 1000 into 10, 10,000 user accounts we have to create. Imagine the same Akhilesh case, Akhilesh left the organization. He got a good opportunity, he left the organization. Then we have to remove his access from all 1000 servers, right? To avoid this confusion, to avoid these things and all, in the organization we have an extra layer of security called Active Directory. Okay, at this moment I don't tell you what is Active Directory. It's a centralized security system, that's it. Okay, so what we are going to do now, instead of creating Akhilesh in the Windows server directly, I'll create Akhilesh in the Active Directory, so that Akhilesh can directly log into the server from the Active Directory itself. Means once, no need to create Akhilesh in every server. Directly I'll create a centralized security system. Active Directory is a centralized security system. I'll create Akhilesh in the, I means the Windows team. I don't create, I don't have access to this Active Directory. This is the responsibility of the Windows team. So Windows team will create an account for Akhilesh in the Active Directory so that he can log into all the 1000 servers with one account. Clear? Just one account is enough, guys. Just with one account in the Active Directory, how many servers are there in the organization? If he has access, he can connect to all the 1000 servers. Like 10 people are there, I am going to create 10 accounts in the Active Directory so that I don't need to create 10,000 users. Clear? This will be explained during the Active Directory session. As of now, forget about it. Okay?
Then Active Directory will work like as a hub.
Yes, very good. It will act like a hub, centralized security system. Okay.
Okay.
So now I want to create a Windows login. In the yesterday session we discussed, right? We have Windows logins, we have SQL logins. Windows logins means those who are using Windows authentication, that is called Windows login. Those who are using SQL authentication, that is called SQL login, guys. As of now, what I have to do, if I want to give access to SQL server for Akhilesh, forget about Active Directory. That will be discussed during later sessions and all. If I want to give access to Akhilesh as a Windows login, what I have to create first? I have to create an Akhilesh user, right, in the Windows level, right? Clear, guys? If I want to give access to Akhilesh on this server 192.168.0.160, we have to create Akhilesh user account in the server, right?
Yes, sir. Windows server.
Right. So let's create a user account for Akhilesh. And again, this will be done. Creating user accounts is the responsibility of the Windows team. We don't involve in these activities. But I told you now, during our training, we are the Windows team, we are the network team, we are the SQL team, we are the storage team, everything. Okay, so that you will get basic exposure on other teams, what they are doing and all. Okay, so now what we are going to do, I am going to show you how to create a Windows login, how to create a SQL login. We have two types of logins: Windows login, SQL login. First I'll create a Windows login. Okay, so if I want to create a Windows login, I should have Windows user. Don't confuse. Windows login is a SQL principal. Windows user is the Windows principal, Windows level principal. If I want to give access to this Akhilesh on this SQL server, first of all I have to create a Windows user, right? Akhilesh Windows user, right? So that I am doing now. How to create it? Go to the server. Same in the server. What is the shortcut? lusrmgr.msc. Open this lusrmgr.msc. And in the meantime, let me open SSMS. Right, okay. So open this users, Windows R services.msc. Just a minute, let me shut down the SQL server. I'm stopping one SQL server, okay, to improve the performance of the server, guys. I'm stopping 2019. Yes. Chalo, let me close this window. Yes, I am going to create a user for Akhilesh. How to create? Right click on this white space, new user. What is the name of the user? Akhilesh. Okay. So tab, password I am giving 123 123. Okay. Create it. Done. Close. Okay. Right. So now I have created an account for user account for Akhilesh. Now for this Akhilesh, I am going to create a Windows login in the SQL server. Right. So once this is completed, Windows team will let us know, hey DBA team, we have created an account for Akhilesh. Imagine Akhilesh is a new guy joined in the organization. So now we are requesting access for Akhilesh. So what people, Akhilesh will raise a ticket to, first Akhilesh will raise a ticket to Windows team. Windows team will create Akhilesh user in the Active Directory. Once Windows team created Akhilesh user in the Active Directory, then what we will do, we'll connect to the server. They will let us know, Windows team let us know, hey SQL DBA team, or in the ticket it will be updated, okay, user account has been created in the Active Directory. Then what we have to do, go to security, go to logins. See now, you can see, you don't see any Akhilesh user account, right? right click, new login. Okay, so here if you are creating a Windows login, you have to choose Windows authentication here, the first one, Windows authentication. If you are creating a SQL login, you have to create a SQL Server authentication, second one. Okay, I am creating a Windows login, right? Select first one. So what is the minimum criteria? Click on search button. Here, imagine I want to create a Windows login for Muni. If I click check names, you will get the error. Why, guys? Can you tell me why I am getting error?
Because he is not a part of Windows.
Very good. He is not a part of this users list, guys. He is not a part of this users list. You don't see Muni here. To whom I can create Windows logins? Only the people of the LUS or mgr.msc screen. Only for these users I can create Windows login. As Muni is not there in this list, I cannot create a Windows login for Muni. As we have created Akhilesh, let's try with Akhilesh. Sorry. Okay, check names. Now can you check? See, computer name / Akhilesh. Click OK. Right, computer name / Akhilesh. Right, chalo. So before creating a login for Akhilesh, I'll give you simple example. I'll show you a demo. Now Akhilesh logged into the server. Imagine Akhilesh logged into the server, guys. Akhilesh logged into the server. So for that, what I'll do? So here, while connecting, I can see administrator, right? I cannot see Akhilesh, right? Generally, if Akhilesh logged into the server, it will take Akhilesh name. Okay. So what I am going to do? I am not going to log off. What I am going to do? I am going to use this. I am going to open this SSMS with a different user. How to open SSMS with a different user? Click on this SSMS. Shift plus right click. Just right click on this SSMS first. Right now you can see like this. Again shift plus right click now. You can use one option called run as different user. Here it will ask you using which account you want me to log in. Using Akhilesh account. 1, 2, 3. Right? Okay, 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Okay. I'm giving Akhilesh. Forget about that setting, guys. I'll tell you later. Okay. So now I'm opening SSMS with the Akhilesh user account. So now you can see Akhilesh name. You can see while connecting. I'll show you. You can see Akhilesh name while connecting, guys. As Akhilesh login is not yet created, he cannot log into the SQL server. I'll show you. Once it is opened, then I'll show you. How to open any application with run as different user?
Right click SMS.
First right click on the taskbar, then you can see, then hold shift button and again right click. Okay, then you can see run as different user. Right, okay. Now if you see here, okay, see Akhilesh came, right? Why? Because I created user account Akhilesh and I'm opening this application with the name of Akhilesh only. Our server is default instance. Select default instance and Akhilesh came. Well, can I connect to SQL server using this account? Can I connect to SQL server, guys, using this account? Is it possible?
No, sir. Still we haven't created that login.
So let's try. Okay, connect. What it is saying? Login failed for the user Akhilesh 18456. Remember, guys, very important. Generally in the security you will get one error called 18456. 18456 error number 18456. In the security generally you will get this error called 18456. Okay, so if you click on the show details and all, you can see here. Okay, login failed for the user, and you can see some description also. You can see why Akhilesh cannot log in. Why? Because we haven't created any login for Akhilesh yet. I just gave the Akhilesh name, but I haven't clicked OK. I am not giving any access to Akhilesh. I am just clicking OK. See, now Akhilesh is not there, right? Now click OK. Akhilesh user account will be created. See, Akhilesh user account is created. Just refresh the logins list. You can see, okay, you can see Akhilesh. Chalo, right. Now again let me try to connect to the same SQL server using same account. Done. Earlier we got the error. Why? Because Akhilesh is not there. Now Akhilesh is able to connect. You can see his name, login name. Who logged into the SQL server, you can see his name. So earlier Akhilesh is not part of the logins list. When I click OK, Akhilesh login is created. Then he is able to connect to the SQL server, guys. If Akhilesh wants to connect to a SQL server using SQL authentication, what we have to do? We have to create SQL login. How to create a SQL login? Right click. For SQL login, there is no prerequisite. For Windows login, Windows user account has to be created in the Windows level or AD level, Active Directory level. But for SQL logins, there is no prerequisites. Straight away, you can create a SQL login for Akhilesh. Okay, Akhilesh, I am going to choose SQL Server authentication and it will ask the password. Okay, it will ask the password. You have to give strong password, minimum 8, 1 caps, 1 small, 1 number, guys. Okay, and I am going to create a login for Akhilesh. Done. Akhilesh login is created. Now check here. Someone asked how to identify a Windows login and a SQL login. Can you identify a Windows login and SQL login? How to identify, guys? What is the difference between a Windows login and a SQL login? How to identify?
Machine names will
The
come,
machine
sir.
number
Correct.
if we get that.
Correct.
Computer name and
Win.
login name.
Correct. Very good. Okay. So you can see your computer name, okay, for Windows login, and you can see just normal name and all for SQL login, guys. Clear? Now, if Akhilesh wants to connect to SQL server, click connect. Same, select the server name he wants to connect. As it is a SQL server authentication, choose SQL server authentication. Akhilesh, I'll give the password. Okay, I'll give the password while creating Akhilesh SQL login. I gave one strong password, right? That password I have to give here. So then you might ask one question, sir. DBS will create account for users. Then there is a chance that DBS know the password of the user, right? Then DBS can misuse the password, right? Right? If I am creating your Gmail account, I know your Gmail ID and password, I can misuse, right, easily.
This possibility is there.
We have a
Maybe they
possibility.
can.
Sharma, before you have unchecked one option, right?
It
Change
it
the
will be
password
encrypted.
after login.
Hmm.
That should be checked so that once the user logs into the server, he will change the password according to him.
Right, very good. Okay, so while creating the user account, if you see here, new user, see here, user must change password at next logon. Even though I know your password, I'll select this option. I means the Windows team will select this option. So user must change password at next logon. So automatically when you are logging into the account using a default account, like a bank, when you got a new SBI or new SBI internet banking account credentials, what it will ask, or any new debit card, what it will ask, you will enter default pin. Immediately in the next screen itself you have to give the pin, you have to change your pin in the next screen itself, otherwise it don't allow. So even though Windows team knows your password, it will be used for only one time. When you are using the default password for the first time, immediately the next screen will ask you, hey, please change your password. So you will immediately change the password. So Windows team or SQL DBA team don't know your password, guys. Clear? Let me show you why I'm getting an error here while connecting to SQL server using Akhilesh account. Why I'm getting error? Same 18456 error. Can anyone tell me? Why I'm getting error? Sorry? No, in that case you will get a different screen. I'll show you that one. Now I know Akhilesh password and all, but still why I am getting error? Let me show you. During installation, I told you one thing. Can we change the authentication mode after installation? I installed this SQL server with Windows authentication. That's why only Windows logins are able to log into the SQL server. Okay. So during that screen, I told you one thing. Can we change the authentication mode after installation? Is it possible?
We can
Yes,
change,
we
but
can.
we have to restart.
Very good, excellent. We can change. So you should know how to change the authentication after installation. Okay, go to security, go to server level properties, right click on the instance, go to properties, go to security. There you can see it was designed with Windows architecture. It was configured with Windows architecture, Windows authentication. So I have to change this to SQL authentication. Then Windows logins also can connect to SQL server, and SQL logins also can connect to SQL server. See what it is saying? Some of your configuration changes will not take effect until SQL server is restarted. Click OK. So from where I can restart the SQL server? From where I can restart the SQL server?
Right click and restart from the instance.
That's it. Okay, no need to go to services.msc every time. Okay, you can directly restart from the management studio also. Okay, yes. So now the new settings will be applied, guys. After this, Akhilesh SQL login also can connect to SQL server. Right, now just refresh it once. Now let me log into the SQL server using Akhilesh SQL login account. Right, click on connect. Now Akhilesh is using, he choose SQL server authentication. Akhilesh, I know the Akhilesh password, right? Akhilesh, so I am giving his default password. See, the next screen itself I am getting change password. So immediately Akhilesh will change his password. Akhilesh, don't use the default password, and he cannot proceed without changing the password, guys. He should change the password. So there is no chance of, okay, knowing the password. So DBS and Windows team, they will know the password for the first time, but immediately we will change the password. Once Akhilesh got the credentials, he will change the password, or once Muni got the credentials, he will change his password. So others, they don't know what password you are using and all. Clear? So if you see here, while connecting, if you see computer name / administrator, this is Windows login. If you see just login name, that is called your SQL login. And you can see here, this is for Akhilesh Windows login. See Akhilesh, and if you see here, I can see just Akhilesh login. But Akhilesh, can Akhilesh access the databases? This is Akhilesh account, right?
No.
Let's see whether whether he is able to access the database or not. No, he cannot access the database. I told you na. So by default we can give access to the server. That doesn't mean he can do whatever he want. That doesn't mean he can read whatever he want. That doesn't mean he can write, he can insert whatever he want. Okay, so we can restrict him to access the database, we can restrict him to access the tables and all. Now at this moment he just connected to SQL server, he cannot do anything. See, this is my admin account. Okay, this is my admin account. So I can do whatever I want. I can read the databases, I can expand the databases, I can see the tables and all. Right, but for the same Akhilesh account, if you see Akhilesh account and all, okay, Akhilesh account, he cannot expand any database. Generally, see here I can see the tables and all, but this is Akhilesh account, right? Akhilesh, generally he cannot expand any databases also. You will immediately get the error. Why he don't have access? Akhilesh don't have access, guys. Okay, this is how generally the authentication will work. Clear? Authentication differences between SQL login and Windows login. Is it clear now? Yes.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Yes.
Sorry, can I?
Yes, Shanmugh.
We'll restart. That's how we'll restart, right? See, this is Windows machine restart. Okay, this is SQL server restart. This is SQL server restart. This is a machine, and this is just one application. Okay, so you can restart Windows machine by using, no need to restart the whole Windows server. Just if you want to apply any settings, if the settings has to take effect, just restart the SQL server. That's enough. While patchings, while installations, during that time only we'll restart the server. We can do from configuration manager, we can do from services.msc, we can restart SQL server, okay, in 3-4 ways, guys. One is from management studio, you can restart. Second is from services.msc, you can restart. Third is from configuration manager, you can restart. Fourth, what is the fourth way? What is the fourth way? Netstop MS SQL server. Yes, using command prompt also you can restart. See here, what is the command? Net stop MS SQL server default instance. So do you want to continue this operation? Y and N. Yes, I want to continue Y. Then SQL server service is stopping. SQL server service stopped successfully. I want to start. Can you tell me the query? That's it.
Let's start
Let's start
MS.
MS SQL Server. If you see here, okay, now you can see, right? Actually, it's showing a play button. If I refresh, I'll get the error. Why? Because server is stopped state. Okay, if you want to see in the services.msc, you can see, you'll get an idea. SQL Server Services, see, SQL Server is in stopped state. It's not running. If it's running, you can see running here. It's not running, and you can see start button. Or else you can start using this command net start MS SQL Server. So this is also one way. SQL service is starting. Once this is started, then again you can see started successfully. And here in the services.msc, okay, if you see here, it is still showing like this. Just refresh it. Right now SQL Server service is started. Okay, so this is how generally we can start service in 4 ways. We can start and stop services in 4 ways. One is management studio, second one is configuration manager, third one is services.msc, and fourth
Sharma,
way is
I
your
have a doubt.
command prompt. Yes, please.
Once you are adding the all user IDs, you are restarting the server, right? Do we need any permission to restart the server?
Generally during installation itself will enable Windows mixed mode authentication. Okay.
No. If we are adding the user in
See,
between,
no,
like
no,
if
very
at
good
all you are
question. Very good
joining the
question.
organization in
Very good
between and
question.
we are adding
For
the.
that we don't need it. We don't need it.
Okay.
For that we need a change request. Why? Because earlier we have 10 logins. You are adding one more login. Server is changing. To create a new login, we need change request. But after creating login, why? Because every day or every 1 month or every 2 months, people will come and they will join. So every time if you restart while creating accounts means there is no meaning. Not required. Immediately on the fly. When you create any login, on the fly the settings will be applied. So no need to restart your SQL server, guys. Okay. Fine. Any questions here, guys, please?
Sir, at the time of installation, we choose that Windows authentication. That's why we restarted, sir.
Correct. You have to know how to change the authentication mode after installation also. So that's why wantedly at the time of installation I choose Windows authentication. Sometimes what DBS will do, by mistake they are going to choose Windows authentication and they will install SQL Server. So later you have to know, right, if Windows authentication is selected, you have to know, right, how to change it and all. So in that way you have to change the authentication. When you change the authentication mode only, you have to restart. Okay, don't think whenever you create a SQL login or Windows login, you have to change the authentication mode. Only once we'll change the authentication mode, guys. Okay? Sam. Hello? Sam, I'm good. Thank you. So I'm in a class now. I'll call you after this class, please. Yeah. Yes, Sam. Yes, we have. We will discuss it. Just now, 2 weeks back only, I started new batch. Huh? Done. I'll call you. Huh? Thank you, Sam. Guys, is it clear? Any questions, any doubts in creating Windows login? How Windows login will work? How SQL login will work? How to identify whether the login is a SQL login or Windows login? Is it clear, everyone? Clear, Shruti? Chitra? Windows login? Yes, for Windows login, Windows side, Windows people will add, and SQL Server side, we will add it. Only we will do. Once Windows team completed their activity, they will let us know, hey DBA team, Akhilesh account has been created in the AD. Then we'll create. Directly, no need, there is no prerequisite. Directly we can add it from here. For SQL login, directly we can create login. For Windows login, we have to wait until Windows team is going to complete their activity. What is their activity? They will simply create a user account in the lusrmgr.msc. In the organization, it will be Active Directory. In the Active Directory, they will create an account, guys. Okay. Chalo, any questions, any doubts, please? Please don't worry, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Any questions, everyone? Is it clear? Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, Sharma.
Okay.
Yes, clear.
Done. Okay, fine. So we have one more concept called group logins. Okay, slowly we'll touch this group logins. Okay, what is this group login concept? I'll tell you. Okay, listen carefully. So now imagine we have a team of 10 DBAs, guys. We are a team of 10 DBAs. Imagine, okay. Just now we discussed if these 10 people wants to connect to SQL server. If these 10 people wants to connect to the SQL server, what I have to do? I have to create 10 accounts like this, right? I have to create 10 accounts like this. If these 10 people wants to create SQL server, I have to create first 10 accounts. Then only I can create, I can give access to them, right? Without accounts, I cannot give access, right? Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay, then only I can create access to them. So imagine if we have 10 people, for them I have to create 10 accounts. If we have 20 people, I have to create 20 accounts. For one server, I have to create 20 accounts. For 100 servers, if we have 100 into 20 accounts, 2000 accounts I have to create. But we don't do like that. There is a concept called group login. What is this group login? I can create a group with a single user also initially. With a single user, I'll create a group with a single user. Okay, listen carefully. For example, now these are like group of people, guys. I want to give access to this group. I want to give access to this group. Yeah, okay, imagine these 3 people are there. For these 3 people I have to give, it's a very simple question I'll ask. There are 3 people, guys, 3 DBAs. I want to give access to these 3 DBAs. Forget about group login. How you will do now? What you will do now? There are 3 users. For these 3 users you want to give access. What you will do now?
For each user we need to create username.
Right, here you will create 3 users in the Windows level, right? Then in the SQL server also you will create 3 users. For each user will create one account, right? In the SQL server also you will create 3 users, right? Clear everyone? Is it clear? First, what you will do, first in the Windows level you create 3 accounts. Then in the SQL server level again you will create 3 logins for all the 3 users, guys. This is how you will do, right? So how many accounts totally? Here 3 accounts, here 3 accounts, total 6 accounts you have to create. I can avoid by creating multiple. Imagine for 3 people only. If we have 30 people, here 30 accounts, in the SQL server 30 accounts, 30 plus 30, 60 accounts I have to create, which is very bad. Okay, we don't follow this practice. What I will do, I'll add all these 3 people into one group, guys. I'll add all these 3 people into one group, SQL DBA team. I'll add all, or developers also I can group them, okay, or else simply let be SQL developers team. Okay, so this is my team. I'll group them. I'll group all of them, guys. I'll group all of them. So directly I'll create a group login for these people. Directly I'll create a group login for these people in the server, and for the whole group I can give access in the SQL server, guys. For the whole group itself I can give access. Immediately I can give access, okay, in the SQL server. So this group of people, see now imagine one person is added to this group, okay, one person is added to this group, guys. Later one person is added to this group. Then what Windows team will do, they will simply add him into this group. So from SQL server side we don't do anything. Why? Because Windows team already added him into the group, and for this group already a SQL login is created. So it will take the new changes. So in case if any new DBA joined in the organization, for example, Venkat is a new DBA, he got a job and he joined in the organization, what Windows team will do, you know, they will create an account for Venkat and they will add him into the group. Immediately Venkat got access for all the servers, guys. Nothing has to be done from DBA side. Nothing we will do from our side. Immediately the group will take. Why? Because this group is having access, right? How many people are there in this group? They all can connect to SQL server. If Venkat left the organization, simply they will remove from that group. So Venkat will lose access on that server. Creating and removing, adding and removing, very easy. Is it clear, everyone? Group login, how it will work?
Yes.
Instead of creating multiple logins in the SQL servers, first I'll group them in the Windows level. Generally in the organization will follow group login concept only. we don't give, or Windows team, they don't give individual access for Akhilesh. Just to understand, you don't know what is group, right? In the initially, if we discuss group means, you will be confused. Just to understand, I started with a single user, but in the organization, they don't create, they will create a single user, but they will immediately add Akhilesh to the new group. So Akhilesh will immediately get access, guys. Akhilesh, Control Z. Akhilesh will immediately get access. Okay, Akhilesh will immediately get, if Akhilesh is the developer, Windows team will create an account for Akhilesh. Based on the job roles and responsibilities, Windows team will add their manager. Akhilesh manager will tell to Windows team, hey, Akhilesh is the developer, please add him to this particular group, SQL dev team. So Windows team, they will add that Akhilesh to the SQL dev team. This will be done by the Windows team, you don't worry. You don't worry, guys. Nothing has to be done from our side. You have to know the logic of group logins, that's it. Windows team will create a login for Akhilesh and they will add him into the dev team. Then automatically Akhilesh will become a developer. So on what and all servers this group is having access, Akhilesh also can immediately access all the servers. I told you, right? If we have 100 servers, I have to create 100 Akhilesh. But we can avoid it by just adding Akhilesh to the SQL dev team. So only one account will be created in the organization. Once Akhilesh account is created, he will be added to the respective groups. Automatically, if group is having access on 100 servers, he is also able to access all the 100 servers. If Akhilesh left the organization, they will remove him from the group and this account will be deleted. So no need to remove access from 100 servers. Akhilesh is not part of the group now. He cannot access all 100 servers. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear, everyone? Group login concept, is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Chalo,
Yes.
let's create a group. Okay, I'll show you how Windows team will create a group. So simple, guys. I'll create 3 users. Let me go the top 3 users in our participants list. First, who Avinash, Krista, and Devi Maunika. Okay, let me create, guys.
Shanmugh, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Shanmugh, see, this DBA team will be, some of one person will be having access to add any new member.
Yeah. See, that's what DBA team generally, they don't add any person to the group. Okay, that's what I am saying. Again, here don't confuse. So generally, if any new person joined, you got a new job. Simple thing, you got a new job. Okay, this is Sheikh, got a new job. Okay, so now what you will do after 1 week or 2 weeks, your manager will request for the access. Okay. So what Windows team will do, they will create an account for you. Initially, they will create an account for you in the Windows server or in the Active Directory as discussed.
Okay.
Your manager will tell Sheikh is a SQL DBA. Please add her to the SQL DBA group. Then your Windows team will add you to the SQL DBA group. Now you are a part of SQL DBA. Like this, already in that group, already some DBAs are there, right?
Yes.
So the group will have access on the server, not you, not me, not the person, individual person. The group will have access to 100 servers. So now you are part of that group. Now you can access to all 100 servers. You can connect to all the 100 servers.
Okay.
So what we have to done from SQL DBA side? Nothing we have to done from SQL. Why? Because we have already created a SQL login for them, for the group. So if any new person added to the group, automatically it will be synchronized. So we don't do anything here. We don't do anything here. If even the new person joined in the organization, we don't do anything. Why? Because that person is already part of the group. Nothing has to be done from our side. Automatically she can connect or he can connect to the SQL server or servers that the group is having access. If group is having access on 1000 servers, for all 1000 servers you can connect. Immediately you can connect. In the next minute itself you can connect.
Okay.
Are the same logins for all of them?
No, Sheikh will have her own account. You will have your own account. Everyone in this group, see, group means, what is the meaning of group? Group of people, right? If I group all these 25 people, your names won't be changed, right? You're a group of 25 people. How come the names will be changed? The names are same, but I just tagged you as a group. That's it.
So that means in Windows level, each and every person has their own username, password.
Correct. In Windows level, each and every user will have his own username and password, but extra is they will be added. Every person based on his roles and responsibilities. If you are from HR team, Windows team will add you into HR group. If you are from management team, Windows team will add you into the management group. If you are from some other Oracle DBA, so that particular respective people will add you into that particular group, respective DBA group and all. So that's how it will work.
Okay, so each person in the group will have access to the Windows and then also SQL.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
So that access, see, if these three people are having what kind of access, Sheikh also will have same kind of access. Again, I cannot give different permissions. Sheikh is having different permission. These three people will have no. Group will have access. Whatever access is there for group, the group members will have same level of access.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
And then also the databases, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
If this group is having access on all the databases, the new person also will have access on all the databases. Guys, is it clear? Group login.
Excuse me. When
Yes,
each
yes.
one in the individual accounts at the Windows level,
Mhm.
then advantage of grouping them only for the access so that they can focus on all the
Correct. So just now we discussed. So what is the advantage of the group? First of all, in group, for example, only this group, how many people are there in this group? Four people, right? So if I want to, if these four people wants to access this server, I have to give access for four people, right?
Yeah.
If these four people wants to access Swiggy database, I have to give access to all four people, okay, on the Swiggy database, right? How many times you are giving access? 4 times you are giving access, right?
Yeah.
In this group, imagine 100 people are there. If 100 people wants to connect to the database, you have to give access for all 100 people, right? How many times you will give access for 100 people? 100 times you will give, right? Simply, if you group together and if you give access to this group on the Swiggy database, those who are part of this group, they can immediately access the database. Even 100 are there, even 1000 are there, even 10,000 are there in that group. No need to give individual access now. The person is a part of the group, so the group is having access on the whole database. Now, any new person added to that group, he will also get access immediately. He will get the access. Only for the access purpose, we'll group them together. Is it clear now? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Guys, any questions, any doubts here, please?
No, sir.
One minute. Yes.
Theoretically, it's clear. So.
Yes, same kind of WhatsApp group. Once you are added to WhatsApp group, that person can see all the messages, right? Right? If you are not part of the WhatsApp group, you cannot see. But when we added to that particular WhatsApp group and all, you can see all the messages. Okay, and again in the WhatsApp group also we have different level of users. One person can be a group admin, like sysadmin. So group admin can post, group admin can add new persons, group admin can remove new person, can remove the persons and all from the group. So in the same way, the group, all the 250 people, okay, they will get the messages and all. If any new message is there posted by someone, all 250 people will get the messages. So in the same way, for the same level of access, okay, so only for the access, generally we'll group the people together, guys. Is it clear? Clear, guys? Any issues, any doubts? Okay, done. Let me create a group. Okay, so Avinash, Devi, Monica, and who else? We discussed it, Krista. Okay, let me create a group. First, if I want to create a group, first of all, I should have some members, right? Okay, without members also I can create a group. Right click, go to groups, right click, new group. Okay, what is the group name? SQL DBA. Okay, SQL DBA's group. Imagine SQL DBA's group. I just created a group, guys. You can see here. But if you go and check, no one is there. Members and all, you can see no one is there in this group. What I'll do, I'll create members also now. Right click, new user, Devi Monica. Okay, tab. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This will be done by the Windows team. Again, don't worry. Okay, don't worry at all. This will be done by the Windows team. Created. Krista. Tab. tab create, and Avinash tab 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, done. So now 3 people are created. See here, Avinash, Krista, and Devi Monica. Now what I am going to do, I am going to group them together. Go to groups, double click on the group SQL DBA, add. I am going to add all these people: Avinash semicolon, Krista semicolon, Devi Monica. Check names. Now you can see all the accounts, right? See, can I add some other person in this group? Who is the fourth person? Elia. Okay, I am going to add Elia here. Elia. Okay. Elia. Okay, check names. I will get the error. Why? Because Elia account is not created. Name not found. Okay, so that's why I cannot add third person. So I am going to add these 3 persons. Apply. Now in this SQL DBA group, 3 people are there. For this group, I will create a SQL login, Windows login, security, right click, same process. I don't see anything group login here. Group logins means Windows login only. Search. Instead of giving 3 names, Krista, Devi, Monica, Avinash, I will simply give SQL DBAs. Check names. I will get the error. No problem. Go to object types. Select groups. Click OK. Now check names. See now. See, click OK, click OK. Now listen carefully. Now you don't see Devi Monica. Now you don't see Avinash. You don't see any account for Krista in this list. But can they connect to the SQL server, guys? Are they able to connect to the SQL server?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me, guys, yes or no? I told you earlier, yesterday I told you those who are there in this list, they only can connect.
Yes,
but
they
I
can
don't
connect.
see Avinash, I don't see Krista, I don't see Devi Monica, but are they able to connect?
Yes, they
Yes,
are
they're
able to
they're
connect
able to
because of
connect.
here we can see number. I mean
Group,
people.
they are part of the group. So
Yeah.
who are there in the group? Let me show you now. Windows Management Studio, okay, SSMS. Right click here and right click, and I am going to log in as Devi Monica now. Okay, I'll use Devi Monica. Devi Monica. Before that, what I will do, I will uncheck that password policy. Where is Devi Monica? Double click here, uncheck this one so that it don't ask new password. Okay, while logging in. Where is that? Where is the new user? Right click and run as different user. Okay, I'm going to open SSMS with Devi Monica. Where is that? I am unable to see.
So while creation time also we need to uncheck that one, sir.
No. See, just for the time saving and all, I am unchecking. In the organization, no one will uncheck. It's a security concern. Okay, you cannot do that. Means Windows team generally they don't do that. 1 minute. Why it is taking time? 1 minute. Okay, just 1 minute. Hide these controls. Oh, yes, this is the one. Okay. Alt tab, alt tab, alt tab, alt tab. Yes. Alt tab, alt tab. Yes. Okay. Chalo Devi Monica, and while creating this account, I gave one password, right, for Devi Monica user. So I'm going to add that password now. 1 2 3. Click OK. Right. Devi Monica and 1 2 3. Clear? Sure? Sure? Pakka?
Suddenly, 3 people are ready to the restaurant. They can do only
That's it. Instead of 3 people, now if I don't have group concept, I have to create a login for Devi Monica Windows Edec. Once they created a group, they will update us. For that group, we have to. That's it. In the SQL logins, we have to create a login, Windows login. Instead of giving individual account name, you will give group name. They will only tell that their headache only. Only for the group we have to give access. Right? You can see guys here Devi Monica can connect to the SQL server. Why? Because as she is a member of, okay, let me close one management studio. As she is a member of a group, okay, as she is a member of this group, now Devi Monica can connect to the SQL server, guys. That's how it will work. Why I got this many SSMS? Let me close. Just taking time. Okay, so now can, like, why we are getting an error, guys? Can anyone help me to troubleshoot this error? I'm trying to connect to SQL server, but I am getting this error, in network related. In what scenarios will get this error? Can anyone tell me? We have discussed also. Earlier we discussed this error. In what scenarios will get this error?
2019 services are stopped. We need to start it.
Very good. Okay. So the thing is, I created an account in 2022, but I am connecting to 2019. So that's why I am getting an error. And of course, 2019 instance is also stopped. If 2019 instance is up and running, you will get, if 2019 instance is up and running, can I connect to that SQL server using Devi Monica account? Is it possible?
No, sir, not possible. Sir.
What
Different
error?
instances.
What error you will get it? What error you will get? Can anyone guess what error you will get it? What error you will get it? What error?
18456, sir.
18456 login doesn't exist error. So change the instance name to default and click connect. Now Devi Monica can connect. Why? So even though now you will get a doubt, Devi Monica is not part of this list. Why she is able to connect? Why? Because she may not be part of this list. Might be she is a part of a group. So how to check group members? Can anyone tell me? I want to see those who are part of this group. I want to see. Any command is there for that? XP underscore login info. Login info. Okay, group name. Drag and drop this group name. Okay, group name, comma, members. If you execute this query, you can see all the group people. See, Avinash, Krista, Devi Monica. Even though Devi Monica is not here, still she is able to connect. Why? Because she is a part of one group. So that's why she is able to connect, guys. Is it clear? Group login, how it will work, everyone? Guys, is it clear? The same concept will be there in the Active Directory. There also I'll create groups. Fine. Now Krista can connect to SQL Server, Avinash can connect to SQL Server, guys. But I don't see instead of 3 logins, only 1 login is managing. If I want to give access to all these 3 people on any Swiggy, Zomato database, I can directly give access to the particular group. I can directly give access to the group. But sir, is there any chance that Avinash will get different permissions, Krista will get different permissions, they will get different version? No. How come? Can you see their accounts here? If you cannot see their accounts, you cannot give individual permissions. All this group, the group members will have same level of access.
If they have individual, then we will.
Yes, if they have it, like Akhilesh, now Akhilesh I can give individual access. He is an individual login. But I cannot give for group persons, for group of people, I cannot give individual permissions. I can give permissions on the whole group. Clear, guys? Is it clear? How group login will work? So in the organization will follow group login concept only. We don't follow individual logins and all. Why? Because 300, 400 developers will be there. Right click new login, right click new login, every time won't work. So we'll group all the developers together and we are going to give access. Why? Because all the group members will have same level of access, right? So we'll group all the group members together and we'll give access to the whole group so that all the group people can have same level of access, guys. Any questions, any doubts here, please?
Shanmugh, I have a small doubt.
Please, please.
See, this group people can access this databases.
See now let me go to Devi Maunika. Let me access this is Devi Maunika account, right? Can she access the database?
No, she's not able.
I don't give access again. The functionality is same. Don't think that if we give access to SQL Server, they can do whatever they want. No, we can limit them. As of now, I just created a login and I gave access to connect SQL Server. They can just connect to SQL Server. They cannot connect. They cannot do whatever they want. Okay, see here. What is the difference between this connection and this connection? Can you identify, guys? Can you identify differences between this connection and this connection?
Yeah, that is the administrator account.
That's the
This is
administrator.
user account.
What else you can see in the user account? What else you cannot see in the user account? What else you can see in
Server
the
agent,
admin
sir.
account? Yes.
Agent one is.
But agent you cannot see. Why like that? Why like that? Same server, right? Why agent is missing? And if you expand security, you can see lot of logins in the admin account. And if you expand security, you can see only 2 logins in the Akhilesh account. Why like that? Why? Because Akhilesh don't have access to see all other logins. Akhilesh don't have access to use a SQL Server agent. So that's why Akhilesh cannot see agent here. Akhilesh cannot see all the logins here. Akhilesh cannot expand the databases here. I didn't give any access as of now. I just gave access to connect to SQL Server. He can only connect by default. Any login can connect to SQL Server. But connecting to SQL Server doesn't mean that he can access the resources. He cannot connect to any database until unless if I gave the access. If I give the access on a specific database, then only he can access. I'll show you. We have server roles, how the access will work, how permissions will work. I'll show you guys. Okay. After this, if it is clear, we'll jump into the server roles. Clear, everyone? Is it clear?
Yes, yes.
Which one?
We created 2 instances in this.
2 instances, yes.
One is default and one is the main instance. But group has to be made in both if they want to access.
See, we created group in the Windows level. In the Windows level, how many instances are there? That is the Windows level is the root level. As you created users in the Windows level, how many instances you can use for both instances also you can use. The same root will be Active Directory. Okay, the same root will be correct. See here, guys, how it will work. I'll show you. See here. First, imagine this is the organization. Okay. Generally, till now we discussed about the individual machine level, right? So here we have servers. Okay, let me pull the servers. Windows server. Okay, imagine this is the server. Okay, with SQL, or else let me go with SQL Server. Okay. Right, imagine these are instances. Okay, forget about Active Directory. Now user Akhilesh, we'll go with Akhilesh only. Okay, user. Now this user wants to connect to this server. This is server 1. I have to create an account for user Akhilesh. I have to create an account for user Akhilesh. I have to create an account for user Akhilesh in this server. I have to create a user Akhilesh also. Okay, clear, right? Till now it is clear. Then Akhilesh can connect to the SQL server. Akhilesh can connect to SQL server. Akhilesh can connect to SQL server. Akhilesh can connect to SQL server. Now what I will do in the organization, we will have Active Directory. In the organization, we will have Active Directory. Okay, so in the organization, we will have we have Active Directory. Okay, chalo, no issues. Okay, so in the organization, we will create Active Directory, guys. So let me delete this one. AD. So what I am going to do, instead of creating 4 servers are there, I will create 4 Akhilesh. If 400 servers are there, 400 Akhilesh, right? 4,000 servers are there. 4,000 Akhilesh I have to create. No, I don't do that. I'll do like this, okay? What I'm going to do here, simply I'll create Akhilesh. So this Akhilesh, instead of creating individual users in that machine, okay, this Akhilesh, this will be done by the Windows team, guys. This will be done by the Windows team. If I give access to Akhilesh on the server, he can connect. In the same way, okay? 1 minute. Control Z. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Chalo, I'll create, Windows team will create only one Akhilesh account. So they will give access to all the servers. Now, no need to create multiple Akhilesh accounts. This is called AD, Active Directory. This is called Active Directory, guys. Active Directory. This will be discussed in the Active Directory class. Okay, so instead of creating 4 accounts or 400 accounts, 4,000 accounts, simply Windows team will create Akhilesh in the Active Directory so that they can give access to, okay, all the servers. If Akhilesh left the organization, they will remove him from the Active Directory, so Akhilesh don't have access on all the servers. If individual access means, I have to remove Akhilesh from this server, from this server, from this server, from this server, like that. If 400 servers are there, I have to remove him from 400 servers. Now here, if we remove from this group, we will lose access on all 400 servers immediately in the next second. Got the point, guys, how Active Directory will work? Now let's come to the SQL server. Just now Shruti asked about, okay, one issue. So this is Windows server, right? This is Windows server. In this Windows server, we have 2 instances. Like as we have 2022 and 2019. We have 2 instances. Okay, this is 2092 and this is 2019, guys. So here I created a group in the Windows machine level. Okay, I created SQL DBA group in the Windows machine level. So now, if this SQL DBA group wants to connect to SQL 2022, I have to create an account in the SQL Server 2022. SQL 2022. And this is for SQL 2019. SQL 2019. Okay, so as the group level is created, the group of users, okay, users, 3 people, right? We created 3 people, right? So as it is created in the Windows level, we can create a login in the, we have already created login in the SQL Server 2022. This is done. And again, if I want to give access to this group for SQL Server 2019, again I no need to create the group, guys. Simply I can use the existing group and I can give access to them on the SQL 2019. Clear? Already account is there. I can simply give access to them. Clear? Guys, any questions here, please? Any questions, any doubts? Is this clear, guys? Yes. They will log in as a individual user account only. Devi Monica, they will use her credentials. Avinash will use his credentials. That's it. They don't know group and all. Only thing is they are part of the group. Only for ease of access. That's it. Ease of access will create a group level login. They don't use SQL DBA group while logging in. They will give his own name. Now I log in as Devi Monica, right? Devi Monica will give her Devi Monica username, Devi Monica password. They don't know group and all. Simply they will use their username and password. Guys, is it clear? No silence means what? Is it clear? Or you people are disconnected?
Yes, sir.
Okay, chalo. So just take a break, guys. After that, we are going to discuss about the server roles. Okay, and then we'll discuss about the database roles. I guess it will take half an hour to discuss server roles and all. Okay. next concept in security. Don't worry guys, don't worry. Again, if it is not clear, I'll tell you 10-minute session, very brief session on the security, that is enough. Creating logins, giving access on database, giving access on tables. Very crispy, I'll tell you. I'll take one 10-minute session. Okay, fine guys, take a break and come back after 15 minutes. 8:23, right? 7 plus 35. Okay, come back at 8:35 guys. Okay, come back at 8:35.